Okay, so remember that time I told you guys about, person? We were kind of vibing, texting all the time, hanging out, the whole deal. I was starting to get really invested, like maybe this could be something real. I even started picking out outfits in my head for hypothetical dates. Don't judge. Just when you thought the relationship could go somewhere, bam, it just kind of fizzled. No dramatic fight, no big breakup, just this slow, agonizing fade into nothing. And let me tell you, situationships ended. It's like this weird, confusing grief because you never really had anything defined in the first place, but it still feels like a loss. So in this video, I'm diving deep into the whole situationship thing. Why they hurt so much, how to spot the red flags, and most importantly, how to move on and find something real. The beginning. It all feels so exciting, right? Like you're on the edge of something new and amazing. Every text is like a little burst of dopamine. Every late-night conversation feels full of potential. You start picturing all the fun things you'll do together, the inside jokes you'll share, the memories you'll make. It's so easy to get swept up in the excitement of it all, to convince yourself that this time it's different, that this time it's going somewhere real. You start building this whole fantasy in your head, and it feels so real, so tangible. But here's the thing, fantasies are fragile, and reality has a way of totally crushing them. That's why it's so important to stay grounded in reality, even when it's tempting to get lost in the what-ifs and maybes. Pay attention to the signs, both good and bad, because trust me, the signs are always there, even in the beginning. Okay, so this is the part everyone hates, talking about what you're looking for. It's awkward, it's vulnerable, and it has the potential to totally ruin the vibe. But it needs to happen, because here's the thing. Avoiding the what are we talk doesn't make it go away. In fact, it just makes things more confusing and messy down the line. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. The longer you wait, the more it's gonna hurt. I know it's scary putting yourself out there, risking rejection, but it's so much better than wasting your time and energy on something that's going nowhere. And if the other person isn't down to have an honest conversation about it, then that's a major red flag right there. Run, don't walk, run in the other direction. Because someone who's genuinely interested in you will be willing to have those uncomfortable conversations. They'll want to know what you're looking for, and they'll be open to sharing where they're at too. This, my friends, is the worst part of the whole situationship experience. It's this vicious cycle of hope and disappointment where you're constantly being thrown for a loop. One minute they're texting you nonstop, making plans, being all cute and coupley, and the next minute they're distant, withdrawn, and totally MIA. And you're left there what the heck just happened? It messes with your head, makes you question everything, and honestly, it's just plain exhausting. You start overanalyzing every text, every interaction, trying to decipher their every move. You tell yourself you're being chill, that you're not looking for anything serious, but deep down, a part of you is hoping for more. And every time they come back around with a cute text or a spontaneous hangout invitation, that hope gets reignited. But then, just as quickly as they reappeared, they disappear again, leaving you feeling confused, rejected, and utterly disappointed. It's this emotional roller coaster that takes you on a wild ride, and let me tell you, it's not a fun one. Okay, so this is where things start to get real. And by real, I mean really messy. You've been stuck in this cycle of hope and disappointment for a while now, and you're starting to realize that this whole situationship thing is taking a toll on you. You're putting in all this effort, all this emotional energy, but you're not getting anything back. And the worst part, you start to feel like you're not good enough, like you're not worthy of a real, committed relationship. You start questioning your worth, wondering what's so wrong with you that they don't want to fully commit. And that, my friends, is a dangerous path to go down. Because the truth is, you are worthy of love, respect, and a relationship that lights you up from the inside out. Don't let anyone, especially someone who can't even commit to a lunch date, make you feel anything less. You deserve someone who sees your worth, who cherishes you, who chooses you every single day. If there's one thing worse than a full-on ghost, it's the dreaded soft ghost. It's like they're trying to let you down easy, but in reality, they're just dragging out the pain. They're still liking your posts, maybe even leaving a comment here and there, but they're not making any real effort to see you or talk to you. It's this weird, confusing limbo where you're not entirely sure what's going on, but you know something's off. And the lack of closure? Excruciating. You're left with a million unanswered questions, wondering what you did wrong, what changed, why they suddenly lost interest. It's like they just vanished into thin air, leaving you to pick up the pieces of your shattered expectations. And the worst part is, you can't even be mad at them because they haven't technically done anything wrong. They're just being non-existent. Chapter 6. This is the part where you rip off the Band-Aid, face the truth, and accept that it's over. It's not easy, trust me, I know. It's heartbreaking to let go of someone you had hopes and dreams for, even if those hopes and dreams were more like fleeting fantasies. You might be tempted to rationalize their behavior, to make excuses for them, to convince yourself that they'll come around eventually. But let's be real. If they haven't figured it out by now, they're not going to. It's time to accept that they weren't the person you thought they were, that the relationship wasn't as deep and meaningful as you made it out to be in your head. And that's okay. It hurts, but it's okay. Because the sooner you face the harsh reality, the sooner you can start to heal and move on. Chapter 7. This is where you take your power back. It's time to cut ties, to reclaim your energy, and to focus on yourself. Block their number, unfollow them on social media. Do whatever you need to do to create some distance. I know it's tempting to stalk their every move, to try to figure out what they're up to, but trust me, it's not worth it. It'll only make you feel worse. Focus on yourself, on your goals, on the things that bring you joy. Spend time with people who love and appreciate you, who make you feel good about yourself. It's not going to happen overnight, but with time you'll start to heal. You'll start to realize that you're better off without them, that you deserve someone who's fully present, who's all in, who chooses you every single day. Chapter 8. Okay, so you've gone through the ringer, you've cried your eyes out, you've eaten your weight in ice cream, and you've finally reached the point where you can look back on the whole experience without wanting to, throw your phone across the room. Now what? Well, now it's time to learn from the experience. What did you learn about yourself? What are your non-negotiables in a relationship? What red flags will you never ignore again? Every relationship, even the messy, confusing, situationship kind, teaches us something valuable. It's up to us to pay attention to those lessons and to use them to grow and evolve. Don't beat yourself up for the mistakes you made, for the red flags you ignored, for the time and energy you invested in someone who wasn't right for you. Instead, view it as a learning experience, an opportunity for growth. Because the more you learn from your past experiences, the better equipped you'll be to create a future filled with love, respect, and healthy, fulfilling relationships. Outro. So yeah, situationships are messy, confusing, and they can leave you feeling like you got hit by a truck. But they don't have to define you. What matters is how you pick yourself up, learn from the experience, and move on. Remember your worth. Set boundaries, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And most importantly, don't settle for anything less than you deserve. There's someone out there who's going to see you, appreciate you, and love you for exactly who you are. And trust me, when you find that person, it'll all be worth it.